Boomstick Gaming actually has a very good take on this. This is the least gameplay I've ever seen in decades of the show. Some really great announcements this year, but show it please. Absolutely. I would also argue that even the gameplay that we did see seemed more like vertical slice gameplay. Like the new Watch Dogs game easily has shown the most gameplay out of everything so far this year. However, it seemed like this kind of vertical slice thing where the very first Watch Dogs already had a history with looking way better than the actual game when it came out. Now that had different reasons, but it's still like a thing that's concerning and it's linked to the actual franchise, so I can't really shake that that's an issue. I'm kind of looking through what the general consensus on the Ubisoft conference is, and so far, a lot of people say that it was hard to watch. I don't think it was hard to watch, but it definitely fell off a lot. So maybe the B grade I gave will be lowered again, like pretty much every grade I give in the heat of the moment. The lack of gameplay shown is definitely like a thing that just drags throughout the entire year. It was already apparent last year, but last year we also had like the fake voice chat stuff going on, which we didn't have this year. So, give or take, we didn't really make any progress, I think. Or at least we made the progress into the wrong direction. That's, I think, a fair assessment to have. Hey JC! People should stream whatever makes them happy. Exactly. But it has a visibility issue when you're doing stuff that no one would think of searching for. Even though, yeah, if you're making the content that you want to make, it's going to be good. So I would say still do it, even if there's a visibility thing. For views alone is never right. Right? That's what I'm saying. How was your stream, by the way? I saw that you were streaming, but I was about to go live myself, so I couldn't check in. People should come for the person and they love the enjoyment of the content they make. Yes, and I think that's why I had a hard time, especially today, keeping viewers. I noticed like the view count always like going to 2 and then going back to 1. Because today is a bunch of conferences where I'm not too in. Like in the hype, I'm not the most avid Ubisoft gamer. I do have the Uplay launcher and everything, I play the games, but I'm not really into most of what they're pushing, outside of the Watch Dogs thing, which I was very much into. And then the PC gaming show, I am a PC gamer, but most of those games are small indie games that I don't know or have not a lot to say on. So we have a lot of things today where I am having less to say about than on the Microsoft conference yesterday, for instance. So I seen your tweet earlier about not really paying attention to E3. Did you see anything about it so far, or are you just gonna tune into Nintendo tomorrow? Okay, I see. Heard about an alien game and stuff. There has been a lot of alien stuff. The strategy game by Paradox is probably the weirdest in that regard, because you're having zombie aliens, you're having dinosaurs, and you're having big giant mechs. And those are the 3 factions you have. I think when it comes to sci-fi, that's the weirdest one we had so far. There's been a lot of other weird little games though. There was this little duck game that was mentioned during the PC Gamer show, but that was just part of the little sizzle reel of the Epic Game Store games. I definitely hope that all of those were just timed exclusives, because there are games in there, like the deck building game, that look really good. So I would love to see them come to more than just one platform. Epic loves to hold stuff hostage right now. AMD again is like a hardware thing, so I'm not very knowledgeable in this. This will be probably the worst of all of my coverage streams, because I have nothing to add to any of what is said. I'm just going to cover it to have everything covered, because that was my goal this year. Nintendo will be a good one, because I always have something to say about Nintendo. Oh yeah, they did bring a dog on stage, didn't they? Why did they bring that dog on stage? It's not like the dog contributed to anything. I guess it was literally just a dog of the presenter. Or anything. It was just weird. It was just a weird thing to do. And now we're about to jump into AMD in about 5 minutes. I have no expectations whatsoever. I will probably only understand half of what is going to be said. And they're gonna have some real cool hardware that hopefully will be affordable. And we'll see how much I'm actually getting out of this. I don't even know how long this is supposed to last, so this is going to be interesting. E3 in general this year, while a lot of the stuff they're showing off is looking cool, like that, I'm not gonna be as pessimistic as you would probably expect and say that everything has been shit. We definitely had, like, worse conferences overall. Like, I'm just thinking back to Square Enix 2015. That was pretty terrible. But we definitely have a big lack of actual gameplay, and that really drags down a lot of it. The announcements themselves are solid for the most part, but there's always like a little bit taking the wind out of the sails for one reason or another. Be it not enough gameplay being shown, big technical difficulties, be it just being overshadowed by whatever comes afterward. The PC Gaming Show had probably the most gameplay overall, but it's always been like in the bag. And also when they show like a really cool looking game, then it might just be a trailer and then something else is coming along, and they have so much in the span of 2 hours that you have no chance to remember everything. That's going to be a problem. And it's a problem that they always had. It's a problem that they've always had. Ubisoft was showing a lot of Watch Dogs, but barely anything of anything else. The sports game could have used more for sure, because it looks really cool out of on a concept level. We are 2 minutes removed, so I'm gonna... As soon as something happens on the stream, I'm going to... Actually, I can switch over right now. So this is the thing I'm looking at for the last 10 minutes now. It's not even an animated splash screen. It's literally just a still frame. At least they have funky music. That's something. So yeah, I'm going to just kind of sit back, enjoy this. There was also a VR presentation at some point. I don't know when that's supposed to happen. Maybe that's supposed to happen tomorrow as well. I can probably just look it up and see if I can do that before or after EA tomorrow. Alright, let's go. Are you ready for graphic cards? Honestly, I think if they're gonna show a really good mouse or something, that would be something I would be into, because I definitely need a new mouse. I could also use a new keyboard, honestly. That's the kind of hardware that I would actually be interested in, just because I need a new one. I would also need a new D drive, honestly. Oh, Stadia, yeah, that's also a big elephant in the room here. So that's the animated version of the splash screen we've been staring at for 10 minutes now.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome AMD President and CEO, Dr. Lisa Su.
Hey, it's that lady. I recognize that lady. She's the one that usually visits the PC Gaming Show.
How are you guys all doing? All right.
I do like
to our
her.
Next Horizon Gaming event. This is like a phenomenal crowd. It's so good to see you all here today in the theater at E3. Are you guys having fun? Okay.
Are you having
Thank
fun?
you to all the
If
gamers
yes,
for
let's stop
joining us
that. Look
in
at
the live
hardware.
stream around the world. We have an incredible show for you today.
I
Now,
can't
E3
wait.
is an amazing place, and every year, millions of gamers look forward to seeing new games and new gaming technology. And so we are just super excited to be here today with you to unveil some of our newest and most important gaming technologies and partnerships. And we have a lot in store for you today. We will be joined by the one and only Jeff Keighley, so let's give him a big round of
Oh,
applause.
Jeff Keighley.
And we also have some amazing partners. You're going to see some amazing stuff.
Jeff Keighley is a big name.
So let's go ahead and get started. Are you ready?
It's probably the first thing I'm hyped about is to see Jeff
Okay,
Keighley and
look,
whatever
like
he
we
is in
just saw
store.
in the video, today is all about the question, what's next? Our goal at AMD is to push the envelope on technology, and the entire team is always asking, what's next? So, whether it's what's next in PCs, or what's next in consoles, or what's next in the cloud, we're going to show you some really exciting stuff that just answers that question of what's next. So, you've heard me say how much AMD loves gamers. Have you heard me say that?
Probably at some point in my life.
And our goal is to give you exactly what you want. And
Gotta
as
say,
you
she's the
know,
most engaging
in fact,
speaker I
AMD
can
is
think
the
of when it
largest
comes to
and most
hardware.
demanding tech guys in the world. Is that true? So, you expect
Please
the
don't
best
ask
chips,
too many rhetorical
the
questions
highest
though.
possible frame
It
rates, the
gets
best quality,
old really
the most
quickly.
incredibly responsive and immersive experiences, and most importantly, these days, you want to be able to play and share and experience across every platform.
Mm-hmm.
And to deliver that incredible gaming experience, you actually need two things. You first need incredible breakthrough hardware. And in addition to that, you also need breakthrough games. And you need these two to really be optimized.
Why do you show Division 2 when you're speaking about breakthrough games? The most regurgitated, safe, boring little game that you could think of. Hellblade was a breakthrough game.
However, starting now, we're going to change that. We have the opportunity, together with our partners, to bring the best technology has to offer to gaming across hardware, software, and platforms. And that is our vision for gaming. You like that?
Sure. Let's get it on. Radeon.
So look, it's an incredibly exciting time for gamers everywhere. Just take a look across all of the most exciting platforms. When we think about gaming, graphics is at the heart of gaming. And AMD
It was for a long time, definitely. I don't know if it's
every category of the market.
if it's actually that big of a deal these days, because you can do so much with art styles that can compensate for weak graphical capability. Graphical fidelity, that's the word I was searching for.
We are making Radeon the most widespread graphics engine in gaming. And now, at AMD, I told you we're all about pushing the envelope. To create the best technology, you frankly have to make very big bets. And sometimes you have to make those bets 3 to 5 years out. And this year in 2019, what you're seeing is the results of some of those big bets that we actually made 3 to 5 years ago. So look, we bet on 7nm process technology for faster and more efficient silicon. We bet on these new engines, and these engines are incredible. Our new Zen 2 CPU core and our new RDNA graphics architecture. And frankly, we put these things together in a really smart way with chiplet technologies that give you great capability and flexibility. And so, just to give you a few examples of this technology in action, how many of you are PlayStation fans?
That was underwhelming.
So, last month, Sony announced that the next-gen PlayStation would be built around AMD's new gaming architectures.
They did say that.
Collaboratively with Sony over the last few years to build a custom chip based on the Zen 2 and the next-gen Radeon architectures. And we are incredibly excited to partner with Sony to enable their vision of the next generation console. Now, you also heard recently that Google announced at this year's Game Developers Conference Stadia,
Yeah.
its new cloud streaming service. And this is also powered by AMD Radeon GPUs. And you just heard a few days ago that Stadia will actually be available in November. And we look forward to seeing what that launch is going to be. It's very, very exciting. Now let me ask, if we are at E3, how many of you caught the Xbox event yesterday? All right.
Kind of came with the territory for me.
Totally action-packed. But what you heard from Phil Spencer and the Microsoft team is they announced the next amazing chapter in our country. The next generation.
So basically what they're saying is they are giving out their technology to everyone, so no matter who wins the next console war, they will be also a winner. That's pretty smart.
With one goal in mind,
You know,
deliver the ultimate gaming experience.
no need to beat anyone if you're helping everyone.
CPU core and our next generation Radeon RDNA gaming graphics architecture. And we're absolutely thrilled to partner with the Xbox team to enable their vision for the future of gaming. So that's a lot of platforms to be excited about. We're really excited about them, but as excited as we are about those platforms, AMD loves the PC platform.
Yeah.
So look, for all of you who love PCs and love building your own gaming rigs and love the best of technology, today is for you.
I do not count myself in that category.
Today, what I would call the ultimate gaming platform. And we're the only company in the world that can really bring you the best in both CPUs and GPUs. And it's frankly an incredibly exciting time for us as well as the industry because we're introducing the brand new 3rd Gen Ryzen desktop processors. And the brand new Radeon RX 5700 series graphics cards. Woo!
Graphic cards!
All right, let's go ahead and get started with Ryzen, please.
Alright. They really have a lot of ground to cover and she does it very competently. It always strikes me as a bit of the odd marketing when they have like, they release a card and they show this card, and then everyone and everyone actually is interested in is just what the specs are.
Okay, I have
This is what the card looks like.
information around 3rd Gen Ryzen.
Tells me nothing. What can it do?
Okay, you guys are amazing. I mean, we were pretty excited at the 1st Gen Ryzen launch, right? Weren't those great products? And we actually love the 2nd generation Ryzen just as much. But when I read the comments from you guys and the anticipation on Reddit or Twitter or across the forums about 3rd generation Ryzen, it's truly spectacular to see the excitement in the community. So our goal is very, very simple. Our goal is to give you the best. The best CPU for everything. And it all starts with the CPU core, the engine.
Mm-hmm.
We are so proud of Gen 2. Gen 2, our architects just did an amazing job.
First performance in creating workloads. That sounds good.
And when you just take a look at the specs, I'll just give you a couple. 15% structure.
I do understand twice the cache size.
Double the cache size for lower memory latency and faster gaming. And double the floating point, which is really gauged for creative purposes. And if you think that we're really proud of the Gen 2 engine, when we bring
All right.
it over to the product side, it's fantastic. Just take a look at this stack.
Mm-hmm.
So we are extremely excited about our
A 12 core.
Ryzen 7, Ryzen 9 stack. And if you think about it, Ryzen 7 processors, 8 cores, 16 threads, have the new flagship Ryzen 9 3900X, which is the first 12-core processor for mainstream gamers.
Yeah, that... I don't understand much about hardware, but 12 cores strikes me as
And what you really see here
impressive.
is leadership across the board.
Impressive is the right word.
Every single price point. That was our goal. So let me just show you a little bit of the numbers. Okay, let's just start at the top of the stack. Let's see how 3900X stacks up against the competition. All right, what we're comparing now is the 3900X against the competition's Core i9 9920X, which, by the way, is a $1,200 processor.
So they're already going the lane of we are cheaper but also better.
And what you see is that the 3900X wins by 14% in single-threaded performance.
I mean, those are not labeled in any way, so
We also win
that
in multi-threaded
diminishes.
performance, and all of this is at 105 watts.
Mhm. Having like unlabeled
So think about it.
unlabeled graphs
Less power,
just
by the
writing
way,
over what this
less
means
than half
can
the
be
price.
disingenuous. I don't think that they would outright like lie to us, but it's like you have
Now,
someone
I know
who
some of
wants
you
to
have
win
also
over the
wondered,
competition.
how does the
So of
3900X
course they're gonna pick
change,
like the
right?
categories where they know they're better,
So let me show you.
and then
first
maybe
here
inflate the numbers a
where we
little bit.
compare the 3900X again.
You know,
Now
not an
we're
actual
looking at
accusation, just a thing that
and this
strikes
is
me as odd when I see
from of the top
unnumbered
15
graphs.
gaming titles. This is in 1080p, so that we can really stress the CPU. And what you just see is incredible performance for these titles. Very high frames, essentially maximum gaming.
206 FPS for Call of Duty as shot. That's pretty good.
Stop is to get out of the way of the CPU. And is that great or what?
No, I'm not gonna lie, those are good frame rates.
Now look, numbers are nice, but gameplay is much better, isn't it?
Definitely, I will
So
agree
we're
to
gonna
that.
See a real-world use case for the 3900X, not just for gaming. We're going to show you gaming, but we're going to show you what you can really do when you take the 3900X for a spin. And for that, let me invite Robert to the stage.
Hello, Robert.
Hey, Lisa.
Robert, nice shoes.
Thank you, Radeon Red. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 1080p is a wonderful resolution, and lots of people see it. But if you're a nerd like me, I have an ultra-wide 120 hertz monitor on my desk. 1440p is where I play. I hear some cheers down there. Right on, right on. All right, so 1440p is a big deal because we want to drive more pixels, drive higher frame rates. So let's take a look at Tom Clancy's Division 2 running at 1440p. Just hit World Tier 5 myself, underscore 503, if anybody else plays, hit me up, right? And what you see is a very comparable gaming experience. But what you really see is the Ryzen 9 3900X, this beautiful, monstrously powerful 12-core CPU, delivering an incredible gaming experience.
The Intel Core actually has like slightly better frame rate.
So what if we played this game and streamed it to YouTube at 10,000 kilobits using the slow OBS preset, which is just a quality preset that's so far above what most processors can do? What would that look like? Let's take a look at the screen view. This is what a viewer would see if we streamed this game on both of these processors. Yes?
Oh,
We did start the stream for the other guy,
oh,
right?
this turned the tables
Right?
very effectively.
That
Especially for me as a
magic
streamer.
of a 12-core processor for gaming. You can do things that you couldn't do before. The other guy with 8 cores, sorry. All right, so let's take a look at the data. I want to show
Yep.
you by the numbers
Yep.
what you just saw. And both processors, same frame rate, but a real gaming experience from us.
Okay,
and a smooth
even a noob as like me can understand that. That's impressive.
Thanks.
Thank you, Robert.
Very effective way of showcasing that as well.
Okay, so for anyone who's wondering why you need a 12-core processor for gaming, do you believe it now?
You know what?
Look, we
Kinda
are
do.
just taking gaming and streaming to the next level. This is what we want to do. And now, let's take a look at the Ryzen 7 3800X in action. You know, my point earlier was that at every price point, we're giving gamers something special.
She said that
And
every
this
price
time,
point thing last year as
comparing
well.
the 3800X against the 9700K across the same titles in 1080p. And what do you see? Again, you see just fantastic frame rate, well over 200 frames per second in most games at 1080p. And of course, you know that we have double the threads.
Having only 114 FPS for Civ 6 seems counterintuitive, but that is a strategy game that's turn-based, so it doesn't need that many frames.
But look, I said I have something for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So, now let's turn to the Ryzen 5 stack. And frankly, there are a lot of PC users who might have a budget of, let's call it $200 to $250. And the idea is to get the best processor you can get. And for that, the Ryzen 5 family is just perfect. So these guys are 6 cores, 12 threads, Ryzen 5 3600 and 3600X. They have all the benefits of the new tech. You got the density core, you got the new infrastructure, and again, let me show you how these guys game.
Yeah, please.
They game very, very well. Take a look versus the competition. This time it's versus the 9600K. And when you look, again, across all of these gaming metrics, performance is frankly spectacular.
PUBG loses a bit,
Double
actually.
threads for creative applications, and you can do a lot with this guy. But as I said, we're all about showing you our product in action. So let's bring Robert back and let us show you Ryzen 5 for the first time. Robert?
Welcome back, Robert.
Yeah.
Are they gonna shake hand every time Robert is on stage?
I love talking about 12-core processors. I'm going to get a 12-core processor. But it's also true that most customers buy a $250 CPU. That's what people can afford. And so our job is to give you the best freaking processor you can get for $250. So I want to show you 1440p again, running CSGO. This is a very CPU-sensitive title that requires hundreds of frames per second. We're going to show you side by side our $250 CPU with 6 cores and 12 threads versus theirs. And again, you see a very comparable gaming experience. Of course,
This time they have more frames outright, right?
and any
If I compare that right?
will tell you that
No,
every
actually not.
trying to please the keynote, so for someone, every frame matters. So for $250, 6 cores, 12 threads, you're getting an amazing gaming experience for a really nice price.
They're actually flip-flopping a bunch, so they're very comparable.
Fantastic.
This time they're not like outright outperforming them. I would have loved the
Alright,
streaming
so
comparison
that was
again,
so great. Now,
but
we have
yeah,
the
sure.
third
It's
generation
at the
Ryzen.
very least on the same level.
This is leadership everywhere. From 6 cores to 8 cores to 12 cores. Leadership at every price point. And so there is a Ryzen for every one of you enthusiast gamers. And all of these are on shelf July 7th, 7/7 globally.
7.7 globally is pretty good. It's not that far off, actually.
All right, so look, I know you guys are incredibly excited about Ryzen, but you know, it's time to go to the other half of the Ultimate Game platform. And now it's time to talk about Navi, our next generation GPU.
Not quite sure what I'm seeing right now, but it looks nice. So this is a graphics chip, yeah? Even powering mobile, that seems like a bit of an overkill.
Are you guys excited about Navi?
Sure,
All right. So
bring
look,
it on.
Navi is now called our affectionate Radeon 5700 series, and this GPU is designed brand new from the ground up for gaming. And like we did with the CPU side with Zen, it was really, you know, our vision to take a fresh look at the GPU architecture. The RX 5700 really starts with our brand new
Faster clock
Radeon
speed. I can
DNA
understand that.
And this architecture was again designed from the ground up, completely for gaming. And you might ask, what did we focus on? We focused on architecture, we focused on design improvements, we focused on delivering more gaming performance with faster clock speed and more performance.
So you focused on three
and
things.
all of this at lower power. Also with PCI Gen 4 as the world's first gaming CPU.
So really 4 things. You focused on 4 things. How do you focus on 4 things?
So, let me share some of the motivation of our engineers around RDNA. Look, we've had incredible success with the DCN architecture around Vega. And do you guys love Vega?
It's a good character in Street Fighter.
And it's done really, really well in the market. But frankly, we thought it was time to build a brand new architecture for gaming, like we did on the GPU side. And our thought process was really, for the future of gaming, we need a flexible and scalable architecture to go across every gaming platform. And that means we have all new stuff. We have new compute unit design, we have new caches, we have a streamlined graphics pipeline. But what that means to you from a gaming standpoint is that we are seeing a 25% increase in graphics performance per clock cycle and a 50% increase
Compared to Gen?
RDNA. So are you excited about RDNA?
I've barely ever been so excited about
Now,
anything
we
in my
love
life.
architectures, but we love products too. So it's really exciting when you see the product in action. Let's take a look.
There is it.
All right, E3, meet the Radeon RX 5700 XT.
Voice crack.
Is that gorgeous or what?
You know what? I'll give it to them. I have no idea what an ugly graphics card looks like. Or an ugly hardware piece or whatever. So, you know, I'll give it to them. That's a sleek
Now,
design.
what can I tell you? The 5700 XT is delivering leadership performance in its class. So there's so much for us to tell you. Let me invite Scott Herkelman, our head of the Radeon gaming business, to come take it away. Scott?
Thank you. All right. Hello, Los Angeles. Hello, gamers. Hello, welcome to E3. I'm so excited for you to all be here. We have been working on this GPU for quite a long time, and it is a pleasure to finally mail it to you. I've been reading all the Reddit, Twitter threads.
All the Reddits.
Talk about GPUs all the time, and there's always these rumors, but it's more fun to just show you the product itself. So let's go ahead and get started this fast. 40 compute units, up to 9.75 teraflops, 8 gigabytes of GDDR6, boost clock of 1905, and a game clock 1755. Now, game clock is a new terminology, and that's what you're going to average see in a game, or a game clock when you're playing most games. So it's a new one for you, and we'll talk to you a little bit more about that after the show. And then a 1605 base clock. But that's not, we didn't just...
That's a lot of clocks.
all include the new RDNA architecture.
Where do you take all the time from?
And of course, is the first GPU, gaming GPU in the world, to support PCI Express. So now let's take a look a little bit under the hood. We've spent a lot of time and effort to redesign our thermal shroud for you. And the redesign of that application is for a few reasons. We want it to be cool and quiet. We also want to give you the ability to overclock your GPU.
Airflow optimized.
So this includes power supply support connectors with
Acoustically tuned, huh?
1 by 6 for your power.
Vapor chamber cooling.
My favorite part of the thermal shroud besides the design is the 7-phase digital power support. Ready for most of you like me who are really looking forward to overclocking this GPU
I need to ask Faye about this. Rain Faye on Twitch. Hasn't streamed in a while, but she is really good with hardware. So for all the numbers that I don't get, I'm probably gonna have to ask her about her opinion on this.
Okay, let's go ahead and start the demo. This next demo is a game called World War Z. It's one of my favorite games that just came out in April. And if you haven't played this game, over 2 million gamers bought and played this game across the world. Fantastic amount of people saber interactive getting in the game. Thousands of zombies run at you. You can stand behind a Gatling gun and mow them down. So if you haven't played it, you should definitely try it. Now on the what you can see here on the right is the 5700 XT running in 1440 against the RTX 2070, same product in this class. And an amazing result, 117 frames per second versus our competitors' 102 frames per second. What do you think about that?
That's about 15 frames more.
Now, just
I can math.
order of transparency, this is best.
Sometimes.
A lot of you know that gamers sometimes play on DirectX 11, sometimes gamers play with DirectX 12 enabled, sometimes gamers play with local. We've just taken the best score from each of the GPU manufacturers and we said, put the best versus the best. So that way there's no trickery, and you can see that in its class, in the $499 class, the RX 5700 XT beat the competition and beats it consistently. Now, for our second announcement today is a brand new product called the Radeon RX 57. It's got 36 compute units, up to 7.9 teraflops, also 8 gigabytes of GDDR6, a boost clock up to 1725, and a game clock of 1625. And now, what you'll want to see next is where will this one be positioned? How does it compete against our competitors in a popular game?
I want to see how this compares to the other one you just showed.
So what I would like to show you next, and let's go ahead and roll the demo, is the Radeon RX
Because I already forgot the numbers.
against the nearest competitor, the GeForce RTX 2060. This is actually Apex Legends playing at a 1440p. And one of the most heaviest things you can do in Apex Legends is throw thermite grenades, and that's probably one of somebody's friends. Just really taking a whole bunch of thermite grenades right at their feet and burning them. But the ending result of
Okay.
the 700 against the 2060 is 88 frames per second versus 72 in esports. What do you think?
I mean, even 72 is not that bad.
Very good.
But 88, of course, is better.
So now let's take a look at the data. Again, fast, no matter the API. Their fastest versus our fastest. Nothing to see here, but what you can, nothing trickery to see here for the game is
Nothing to see here. Just ignore this.
to 10% faster than the RTX 2060. And the top 10 games that have launched in the last year, truly leading performance in this class.
Battlefield 5 is, I think, the standout there.
Now, gaming performance is amazing.
21% is a pretty steep increase.
You're excited about how much you can put in just in terms of raw performance. All of that comes from our new gaming architecture. All of that is standard with our new RDNA architectures and all the features that we put into the process of making the chip. And of course, there's some other things I'd like to talk to you about, like game fidelity and gaming dynamics. Some new features and feature sets that over the next few months, as you start to see the product in market, you'll see this adopted by our game developers that will have on stage in a little bit to talk to you. So let's go ahead and dive into the Navi GPU family features. So RDNA, Lisa mentioned this a little bit ago, is our brand new ground-up architecture built for the Navi GPU family, and the first product in that family are the 5700. Standard on the 7nm process, support for GDDR6, and again, first in the family of GPUs for gaming on Core PCI Express 4.0. And then we also have two new features that we're launching with the Navi family, which is the Radeon Media Engine for 4K encode, 4K decode, and also FreeSync HDR support, and then the Radeon Display Engine. So that will support DisplayPort 1.4, place string compression, as well as a whole bunch of other features and cable systems. So that way, as you look towards buying new monitors, you can use the Navi family of GPUs to get the best refresh rate, highest resolution, and of course, increased bandwidth for any virtual reality.
Bandwidth is good.
That's
I like
how
bandwidth.
GPU family features. So, like many of you in here, you know that AAA gaming is the golden standard of any GPU. You care about high fidelity. How does the game look and feel?
When it comes to fidelity, I can absolutely agree to that statement. AAA is not the standard that you're looking at if you want high quality gameplay.
Frames per second gaming ultimately matters how you actually feel. So let's talk about one of the first new features feature is Fidelity FX. It is our game developer toolkit that we provide on GPU Open, the website that we manage and run. So that way game developers, a lot of them here in these booths, can go to this website, download Fidelity FX, and use all of the post-processing steps to make AAA games look great in games, and they can start integrating that into not only their engines, but also the games that they're building. We are announcing that today. We're here with all the fantastic game developers, and we even have a few on the stage coming up in a little bit. They'll talk to you more about it. But I wanted to do a quick thing first. You'll want to hear more from them, but let me just show you what some of these effects look like. So as you can see here, this is a racing game. Fidelity FX off and on. And it's just a subtle way to show you that if you've ever played a lot of driving games,
Spot the difference.
you want to see that street below you. Where are you out in the corner? How far are you away from the corner? How fast do you feel like
The gravel looks a bit nicer. Or asphalt, I think.
that little bit of extra detail in those contrast areas where normally it might seem a little blurry. We add that little crispness and sharpness so you feel like you're more connected in the game. And it's a very easy thing for us to do with this new RDNA architecture because we have more performance for the game. And we're able to not only increase the sharpness but also implement keeping your frame rate. And this is a before and after of Fidelity FX off and on. Now let me show you a game that I'm sure a lot of
It's not a difference that really matters, to be frank.
Borderlands 3.
It's a racing game. I'm not gonna look at the street
And what we're showing
or the track or whatever. I'm gonna look forward and hope to stay on track.
if you can't see it right now, there's actually these little hexagons in
Mhm.
there, honeycombs, if you will. And if you turn Fidelity FX on, you'll see that it becomes a little sharper for you. And that's just going to add a next level of detail in the game, virtually for no
See, while that is impressive on just on a general level, on a fidelity level, this is impressive. It's not something that will matter at all.
we're super excited.
Like in any way. It's just we can do this now.
They agree with us. The agreement is you shouldn't launch a new feature in a game that hurts a gamer's performance and then do trickery to increase the resolution and make it blurry. Our commitment to you is always launch features with less of a performance hit and everyone can enjoy the game. What do you think about that?
That's a good sentiment. And there is actually a kid in the AMD crowd. Oh my god.
Game that adopt Fidelity FX. We have
Nice.
called AMD Radeon Image Network. Superior quality, no performance. This will be available the day the product will be available on the market through our Radeon software development. You can download it and enable it. So it's going to give you pretty much the similar feature set that Fidelity FX will. And you'll see that same sort of nice crispness in game. And as I mentioned, we have data for you. Our promise and commitment to you is that when we introduce new features that increase the quality of your in-game play, virtually no performance hit versus our competition. What do you think about that?
Mhm.
Very good. Now, esports. A lot of you in here are probably like me. You play AAA games, but you also play esports games. You care about responsiveness, how fast between you and what you're seeing on the screen, your character moves and responds, frames per second matters. You also care about streaming from the GPU.
Yeah, I would say I care more about streaming than I do about esports.
And of course, fluid 90 frames per second gameplay. We have a new feature and many new features in our software package that we're rolling out. But today I would like to zero in on one that I think every Radeon gamer is going to enjoy right away. And this is called Radeon Untitled Chapter.
Oh, that's an effective name.
So if you love esports,
I know exactly what this is about.
you now will have a chance to beat the GPU owners at esports. So let me talk to you about that. This is essentially a new feature. As we all know, lag onto a server when you're playing an esports game is one of the most frustrating things.
Mhm.
And so we took a look at that and said, how can we improve the lag between the GPU and the monitor? And one way to do that is to take a look at how we deliver software from the GPU to the monitor and see if we can...
So this is reducing input lag, not server lag. Gotcha.
And what I'd like to do is bring Robert back up on the stage, explain a little bit about the demo.
How often will we see Robert on stage? This is the third time. Let me do a list.
How you doing? Good.
It's the Robert
Okay.
meter.
So gamers all the time, they talk about getting higher frames per second because of reducing input lag. So the time between clicking a mouse and pressing a button and that showing up on the screen. There's a name for that. It's called motion to photon latency. Click a button, 4 frames, that's a lot. So let's show two systems with the Radeon RX 5700 XT versus the RTX 2070, both running at around 60 frames a second. And in green, you can see that motion to photon laser. It's about 57 milliseconds from the time you press the button on your mouse and your keyboard to the time it comes out of the monitor into your eye. Driving frame rate higher, that brings that number down. But what if there were a way to decouple the frame rate and the input lag? You could make that input lag lower even at the same frame rate. So what we're going to do is we're going to enable Radeon anti-lag, and you'll see that on the RX 5700 XT. You're going to drop to about 44 milliseconds of input lag, which is a full frame and a half of improvement without over what you would have without this feature. So if you're looking for that competitive advantage in Dota, League, CSGO, where every frame matters, this technology can do it for you.
So they were focusing new technology on getting that 1 frame of input lag. That's a lot of effort to correct something very smallly, but I guess that's just the limit of our technology at the moment.
Using our brand new RX 5700 XT, but it's not enough. And you can see on average, we save about 31% latency. And the click to response has been fantastic. And in a very popular game.
31% on Overwatch is pretty good.
So if you want an advantage against your friends, you have Radeon GPUs.
35 on Fortnite is also pretty good.
Watch yourself pass the top of the leaderboard. Okay, so the real reason why all of you are watching.
But top of the leaderboard just because you have less input lag is not the right equivalency. You also need to, play well. This does not help you with that. It just makes your input lag less. Under 500 is pretty good.
Leadership performance in the $399 segment. The Radeon RX 5700 will be available for $379.
And the crowd goes mild.
I am super excited about this. I'm super excited to bring you the best performance dollars in the industry without hurting your frame rate with new features and technology. I think that's what you deserve, and I'm so happy to bring it to you finally. Very soon, which is July 7th, which is my other announcement. So,
I mean, Lisa's already said that though.
lining up our complete ecosystem at AMD for all gamers. Brand new GPUs. You, in the back half of this year, can play all of your games with all of your settings turned up and enjoy a fantastic experience from AMD and AMD group that is in charge of gaming. So I'm super excited about this. But there is one more thing you're going to get. And that next thing is we have a fantastic partnership with Microsoft. As you saw yesterday in the announcement they made yesterday, they were also announcing today that when you buy a 5700 series GPU, you will be able to play Gears 5 and other 100 other PC games, and you can also get that same bundle with select rifle CPUs for the same. Sound great?
So you get games for buying the card, yeah? Is that?
Very good. Now I quickly went through some.
I'm not sure if I understood this announcement correctly.
Talk to you about pricing, availability of the product, and a little bit about a game bundle you'll get when you purchase one of our products at the day of launch.
Or you get a game bundle, okay.
There's a whole bunch of great games behind.
You can probably choose one of several bundles so they can make sure that they hit a nerve with you.
Helping us make sure that all of the features that we just described to you are implemented in the game. Some of these are the big names in the industry, and to help us do that, I'd like to bring on stage with me to introduce them. Jeff Keighley. Jeff?
Ah, that's what Jeff Keighley is there for.
Hey, good to see you, man.
Love this dude.
Yeah, it's so great to have AMD here at E3. I gotta say, it's amazing price.
He's immediately in full presenter mode.
Yeah, we're ready to go. I think the back half of this year is going to be all about AMD. There's no doubt.
Well, I mean, it's awesome to be in, the new PlayStation, Project Scarlet, Stadia, and then PC, which we're talking about today with all these great products. It's great to see, and I'm sure everyone's wondering about the content that's going to be powered by these.
Yes, let's hear it.
The good thing is E3 because it's time to look at games, I think, right?
Yeah, I actually, we've been talking about hardware, but a lot of people here in the audience are watching, come to say, show me some stuff.
Yes, please.
We got some new stuff. I think we're going to take a look at some of the amazing games we're about to showcase for you guys. So, awesome. Well, thanks, Scott. That's great. All right, see you soon. Take a look at this.
He's just gonna stand in front of the monitor there. So this Ghost Recon, we saw that earlier today. Just all of Unity. Gears 5. Fairly big release.
All right. You guys ready to see some games?
Yeah!
All right, fantastic. We have an amazing lineup of developers to come out here and showcase titles coming to PC. You got a little taste of it there, but first of all, I want to welcome to the stage from the Coalition, Rod Ferguson, studio head, and Mike Rayner, technical director. Come on out, guys. Rod.
Oh, dropping the bass.
What's happening? All right, another day, another press conference appearance, right?
Exactly. The stage isn't going to open and swallow my whole.
Where's the pyro, right?
So these are the Gears guys,
We
yeah?
have some pyro on screen for you with some pretty amazing PC footage from Gears 5. Gotta say, Gears, as you said yesterday, had a big day at the Microsoft press conference. It's been a year. You announced it last year. You kept the powder dry until E3 here. You came strong with a lot of stuff. So what is E3 about for Gears 5 this year?
Well, really, E3 this year is about three things. It's our announcement, launch day, which is September 10th, and in PC Game Pass as well. And it's also about the debuting Escape for a brand new mode, and then it's really about talking about our pre-order and our Game Pass, incentive, which is around the Tomb Raider Dark Fate character pack.
That's very exciting. So, we know we're going to see, I think, forward to Gamescom, here at E3, Escape. Tell us about this. It's a three-player co-op mode.
That's correct. It's a three-player sort of aggressive co-op mode. You plant a venom bomb in the heart of the hive, so this poison cloud is chasing you out, and you have to fight through all the monsters to get outside. And it's three-player split screen.
Okay, so it's not quite like zombie mode. You're not fighting to get somewhere, but you start in the center, and then you have to get out.
That has always been known to me as a technical leader with Unreal Engine. I mean, the original Gears, 12, 13 years ago. I mean, blowing people away of how visually beautiful, games can be. So tell us a bit
Well,
about
beautiful. It's well translated, but it's very gritty, isn't it?
How you put it? Fortunately, I brought the right person for that. Our tech director, Mike Rainer, who's doing all of it.
All right, well, Mike, let's talk a bit about, Gears Unreal, on PC. Because Gears 4 had a great PC version out for keyboard support. We were very happy with that. Can you maybe talk a bit about the PC version of Gears 5, which is coming alongside Xbox in September? How are you sort of pushing it a little bit further on PC?
Well, being visual showcase is at the top of our list. Not only do we have increased graphics, increased power, but we have Omni shaders, new filters, and lighting.
Omni shaders, you say?
All rendered in HDR with 4K and also ultra-wide resolution. We've enabled a ton of options for players to customize the game for their own rig, and all of this really helps us to optimize for the PC gaming experience.
So that sounds like a good port then.
Excited to push the hardware to its limits and deliver the best experience.
All right, well, that's great things to talk about, but let's see it now. We've got some of the first footage, I think, of Gears 5 PC. And tell us, can you maybe walk us through kind of what we're seeing here and what's new?
So this scene really shows off our screen space subsurface scattering, high quality depth of field with 3K simulation, and temporal HDR. A scene like this in the past we've often rendered offline video, but everything you're seeing here is rendered in real time on AMD's new hardware. Demo device is pushing quad HD resolution.
But imagine how beautiful it could look if you did video render it. I don't see like where the advantages of live rendering it outside of saying you did it and have people be impressed at it. So this is how the gameplay looks like?
Like, what's going on? Like, I'm actually going to go back to get away from the cinematic. I want to get back to the game. And so with Gears 5, we wanted all the cinematics to be in 4K. We want the game and the cinematics to
really? So
Yeah.
all
Everything's real time.
Okay, I guess that's where the advantage of real time is.
stuff you're saying is all the
I'm just grateful to see more gameplay, honestly.
pretty awesome that you're showing this on AMD, powered technology here for PC. But as we know, AMD is inside the Xbox One S, the X, and as announced yesterday, Project Scarlet. So I was wondering, Mike, if you could kind of talk about the fact that AMD is across all of this. Does that allow you to sort of optimize across everything a little bit better?
Well, it's really fantastic for us because we have similar feature sets on both Xbox and PC. We can spend more time making the game and less time on siloed development where we're focused on one platform or the other. It allows us to spend more time polishing the game, and it looks great. It performs fantastic.
I mean, graphically, Gears 4 already looked really good. This is a little improvement that I don't think matters, but of course it still looks great. I like the particle effect in the background there.
There's also features like adaptive sync, which is on PC.
Yeah, this is the very typical cover-based third-person shooter. And this is the poison bomb, so this is gameplay from this co-op mode.
And now that's not with 4K and 60
Alright, well, that's what we like to hear. It looks absolutely incredible. Gears 5 PC coming out in September.
And just to be clear, so because of the bundle with Game Pass and
Yeah.
Game Pass with the card, that's the way to get into our tech test in July. So everybody who gets the card who gets PC Game Pass can play with us in July.
On PC, you'll be able to play the tech test.
Absolutely.
Alright, so July, that's coming soon. Sign up now.
Yeah, that's next month.
Thanks so much, Mike. Great to see. Gears 5 from the Coalition. Xbox Game Studios. Alright.
I did like the bit of gameplay they showed. Not the biggest fan of third-person cover-based shooters, but that's just what Gears always is. So I guess if you like Gears, then this is just more of that.
And they're aiming to shake it up again with the much anticipated return of Borderlands 3. Take a look at this.
Alright, this is the game that will be Epic exclusive for I think 6 months. This is also the exact same footage that we've seen for a while now. Not too much new stuff in here.
Mayhem is coming, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome to the stage executive producer of Borderlands 3, Gearbox Software's Randy Pitchford.
Oh god, it's Randy.
Good to see you.
This dude does not have a lot of good PR around him lately.
And the moment you announced Borderlands 3, it certainly became one of the most anticipated games of 2019. And now you're here at E3 on AMD's stage. AMD was with you at the reveal. Now you're here at AMD's stage at E3. Can you tell us a bit about how your team at Gearbox is taking advantage of the new Ryzen Radeon technologies in the game?
Jeff, I am so excited to be here. I'm going to take out this moment to call out some cool tech features that usually we don't get attention for in a typical marketing for a game like ours. So if you look at the screens, I'll show you some of the cool things that gamers can expect in Borderlands 3.
Do it.
Now, one of the exciting things that we can do in Borderlands 3 is we can leave our home planet to visit another world. At this point, our adventure is going to take us here to Promethea. And you can see that Promethea is surrounded by an asteroid belt. This gives us a really cool opportunity to show off some kind of clever and awesome light simulation in Borderlands 3. In this time-lapse sequence, you can see how the asteroids flying by occlude light from Promethea's star, creating shadows across the surface. But as asteroids fly past, the light from the star will be able to peek back through, illuminating the environment with a red tint. As you can see how natural light and digital light interact, you can see how technology...
From a lighting standpoint, this is actually impressive. But more important for me is that apparently you can actually leave a planet for another one. That's big. That's a big little reveal he just casually dropped there. I just hope it's well implemented.
Televisions and monitors that support it. High dynamic range provides for a greater spectrum of luminosity than we've ever experienced before. It allows for brighter brights, darker darks, and range of color and light that is
I always wanted brighter brights and darker darks.
simulating on screen what the human eye can actually detect in the real world. In
Mhm.
order to help show off the HDR difference, we've simulated the effect here. Now without HDR, this is what the scene would normally look like. It's pretty nice, but this is the same scene in HDR. Much more vibrant and alive. See the difference? We'll look again. Back to standard. And now with HDR. One more time standard and HDR.
You know what? I do like
All
HDR.
displays offer high dynamic range, but when Borderlands 3 launches on September,
I do like it. It's more clear, more visually clear.
very happy eyeballs.
I do give him that. Not a big fan of Randy Pitchford as a person, but that was a good thing.
Later, but I thought this is the perfect environment to talk about some of the great features possible with Borderlands 3 through our collaboration with AMD. We've been working with AMD to incorporate a technology suite called Fidelity FX.
Oh, they were talking about Fidelity FX earlier.
Post-processes that we can use to make Borderlands 3 look even better without sacrificing performance at all. It takes advantage of the latest features of Radeon RX 5000 series GPUs to accelerate performance, including the use of rapid path math. Now, just one example of how we're using Fidelity effects in Borderlands 3 is contrast adaptive sharpening. The dynamic sharpening filter draws out detail in these low contrast areas while improving
That claw simulation looked a bit weird.
maintaining steady frame rates. When designers, artists, and programmers at Gearbox Software work together with AMD and
Maybe a little bit stretchy.
to combine sophisticated technology with handcrafted, talent-driven art design, the result is simply
But I do like the leaves.
Cool, sneak preview. Very exciting. Randy, I can tell the Borderlands team, you know, has been working hard to get
They have been working really hard if you trust the reports.
fans of the franchise.
And they did not get respected for it at all.
I am so excited to invite everybody here at E3 to join us during the show. We've got a massive Borderlands 3 booth, which is front and center in the main South Hall. There are over 100 AMD Ryzen and Radeon powered game stations set up to give as many people as possible here at E3 the chance to get hands-on with Borderlands 3 before the game launches on all platforms on September 19th.
All right. Very cool.
And this is just a taste of our collaboration with AMD. I'm pleased to announce that Gearbox and AMD Studios have signed a multi-year agreement so that we are kitted out with all of the latest hardware from AMD that we can use for development and testing of all of our Gearbox games. It's going to ensure that the best experience for games from Gearbox is on the best hardware, on AMD hardware for years to come.
That, in theory, is good. I just hope they don't lose themselves in it, so that they don't provide experiences that run terribly on weaker rigs. Although AMD has something for every price point, so I guess if they have access to all of it, then they can test it on multiple types of rigs. So I'm gonna be optimistic about that.
We're at E3 going to let people play as a new Vault Hunter for the very first time. This is Mose. Let's roll the video and we can look at her. Now she is a gunner character and she is
A lot of people are talking about Mouse. I think she's the fan favorite.
favorite new Vault Hunter in Borderlands 3. We're gonna start by showing you
Everyone loves a giant
I
mech.
think the people streaming at home will freeze frame this, look at all the details of all the stats, figure out how to min-max this character. But Mose is a
I doubt there's someone that's like that, yeah.
what she calls Iron Bear, and she can kit out the Iron Bear with all kinds of cool augmentations, modifications as she develops her skills in the game. You know, Borderlands isn't just about shooting and collecting loot; it's also about leveling up and becoming more powerful.
Yep, but the leveling was a bit,
Mose
you know,
this creature out
not all of the skills were great, and also it was a bit slow.
launchers in his badass fists. Here's the Iron Bear.
So I'm really hoping that the new character classes provide a great leveling experience and have cool active skills. If they have that, then I'm happy.
He never runs out of ammunition, and she can rock and kick ass. Hey, that was Flak mounting the Iron Bear. You can actually get a special augmentation so that your co-op buddies can jump in and mount your vehicle. So Moses in the
Oh.
cockpit and one of your friends.
That's a cool skill. I'm gonna give them that.
We just took out a big ass dinosaur. Pretty rad. A lot more gameplay coming up. Go to the floor and check it out yourselves.
Awesome. All right. Well, Borderlands 3 is here in full force, and we can't wait to play it in September. Thanks for being here, Randy.
I'm so psyched. Thanks, you guys. See you down at the floor. Cheers.
Thanks,
All
Randy.
right,
Appreciate it, man.
yeah.
Good to see you. All right. Two big action games right there, and now we're going to move on to another great partner of AMD to give you kind of a preview of where technology is heading next. Let's talk about Unity and the Unity game engine, which has been incredibly.
Alright, that's why the Unity symbol was there earlier.
Powers remarkable games.
So they are talking about the engine.
In the cloud. More than 2/3 of VR and AR experiences are made in Unity.
I was confused about that initially because it was in a slideshow with, or like in a video package together with a bunch of games, and it was announced as games. So having Unity in there was a bit weird to me.
How are you? Great to see you. Welcome to E3. All right. Well, you know, Unity is a driving force in so many of the games that people play today.
Unity is also a driving force in a lot of Flash games at the moment. There are so many Flash games running with Unity, you have no idea. It's not relevant to E3 at all, I just thought I'd mention that.
You know, a lot of developers turn to Unity to help them realize the vision for their game. Why do you think developers work with Unity?
Well, not every developer has the time, the resources, or frankly even desire to write their own engine. It's quite a complex task. And most importantly, they shouldn't have to. They've got a phenomenal vision for their project, be it a game or a real-time experience that they want to build, and they need the right tools to make it happen. And that's exactly where Unity comes in. We give teams of all sizes access to powerful and approachable technology to make it possible for them to actualize their vision and make it happen.
And you know, I know your team is very committed to solving hard problems for developers, making games look as great as possible. Can you tell us a bit of what's coming down the pipeline from Unity that's intriguing?
Definitely. My team lives and breathes every single day the goals of creating best-in-class graphics technology, performance, state-of-the-art visuals, as well as intuitive and great artistic workflows so you can release your content. And that's always our driving force in everything that we do. HDR2 is the latest advanced graphics tech that's actually going to offer massive jumps in graphical realism on PC and console. What it has is advanced visuals with a fully unified physically based rendering, as well as amazing uncompromising GPU performance. And these are tailor-made for ambitious, high-end titles. Games that are going to be authored in HDR2 are going to be able to achieve the high fidelity.
You guys should talk to EA. Get them away from that Frostbite craze.
Something out of next gen. It really unlocks the creativity of the vision holder to achieve variety of looks, be it photorealistic like we can see here, to maybe Pixar-like or something very different.
Wow, it's amazing to see how far.
I mean, having the still frame is well and good. Having like a little video would be better.
Hardware and how hardware is pushing games, you know, further on the GPU and CPU side. I'm curious for your perspective from a software engine point of view. What are your teams doing to kind of push, you know, games further?
So in Unity, the focus is always to push your graphics engine forward. And to do that, we start from where it all begins, with the creator. We want to give the creator the freedom to simulate reality, be it a forest or something else, and then let them take whatever path necessary, pun intended, to make it like to realize their vision. And AMD, of course, drives that on the hardware side by delivering the Ryzen and the Radeon technologies that give developers huge canvas to work with, performance that they can run on those platforms. We're doing that on the software side by expanding what Unity can do. So, words are wonderful, but a picture is worth what? So many more words. Let's take a look.
I'm into that. All right.
Let's take a look at an example of what HDR2 can
This is
deliver.
the place.
Please do.
Doesn't look like much.
I do like the little dust simulation there.
Go take a look.
Mm-hmm.
So here, you are looking at a real-time experience called the Heritage. That is rendered in real time in a 14 Full HD.
Whoever modeled that man had one hell of a job.
Single GPU. Something that you could easily walk into Best Buy, grab off the shelf, and bring it home. But each frame showcases the strength of HDR2's core.
Mhm.
state-of-the-art physical camera-based post-processing stack, advanced real-time area lights with full
That light simulation though.
GPU-driven VFX to the max, unified PBR volumetrics to see it throughout all of the demos, so it makes it come to life, complex materials, and so much more. I mean, the reality is I just don't have the time to fit all the features that we actually use to make this happen. And what it does is it's really serving to show the next-gen level of experience the gamers will be able to achieve in Unity.
Wow, it looks phenomenal. This is a game I definitely.
It does look pretty good, I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you. I actually can't wait for the extension.
I mean, I would also guess that that was the focus of this presentation, so of course it will look good.
First and foremost,
Could you imagine like an AMD presentation where the footage looks shit? That would be kind of hilarious actually.
HDRP is of course deeply optimized for the latest generations of GPUs. This is including current latest shipping GPUs as well as available consoles. But
Jeff Keighley looks a bit tired.
closely with AMD to take advantage of the new GPU features for next generation architectures. And one example of such effort is the ability to render higher resolution with great upscaling performance and quality, which is built based on AMD's Fidelity FX algorithm.
Also, they have this
Upscaling
in the background for a while there. They bamboozled a lot of people there.
feature quality. And what that means is you need to dial in just the right amount of sharpness without creating aliasing or artifact in a file.
Again, pushing for Fidelity FX. They really want to drive that home.
Present in the original frame. We also have a fixed budget, so many milliseconds to spend on graphics and other things. And we can choose to do many great things. You saw all the features put in the demo. And a great upscaler gives us a lot more room to do more. We worked very closely with AMD to integrate a highly optimized GPU-focused technique called contrast adaptive sharpening, or CAS, into Unity's latest post-processing stack in HDRP to deliver, frankly, the best in class
CAS.
experience. Now, let's take a look. Here we're going to zoom in on a frame which was rendered originally in native 4K.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're going to compare this frame, the details in that eye, to a standard upscaler, something you'll see in current games, the Catmull Romper. Blurry, not as sharp, loses detail, a little below res. With CAS, the image is crisp, detailed, maintains the soft gradients that we actually want from the original frame. That is perfect, that's what we want. The CAS technique takes advantage of the Navi's latest and greatest GPU functionality. You've heard about
I actually didn't really see any difference in there. I mean, it was a bit more blurry, but I didn't see any difference that would kill like a game for me or anything. Even the not using CAS one was enough for me personally. I think that gaming is at a point where graphics aren't as important anymore, but the industry is still striving to have better graphics because it's just a marketing relic, I guess.
is shipping production ready in 2019.
Everyone wants higher fidelity all the time. I don't get why games are looking great. And they have it has no impact on gameplay or game mechanics at all. It's just looking nice. But you can achieve that with a really cool art style as well. So, but this is the AMD conference. Of course, they're gonna push fidelity. So why am I even complaining?
An incredible performance. And personally, I can't wait to see what the game developers will do with that power.
Yeah, it's awesome to get a glimpse of kind of where games will be in the future. Just look at that visually, I'm like, I have to. All right, thank you so much for being here today. Unity, Tasha, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
pleasure.
All right, thanks so much, everybody.
So they have one more, I guess. Yeah, they had
All right,
4 in
next
that
up,
sizzle
we
reel.
have a guest that raced over from his press conference that just concluded, Ubisoft.
They have someone from Ubisoft. That's a tight schedule.
And it's my honor to introduce to you man who founded Ubisoft, his four brothers, Yves Guillemot, and also
Oh.
Martina Booth from the team, Costa Rican Great Point. Yves, how are you? Great to see you. How's everything? Nadine, good to see you. You made it over in time. We were a little worried because you just got off stage, right?
That's right.
Yes.
We just finished our show and we hope everyone will love our game. It is a room and
Yes.
you watch it.
Oh, it's a great press conference. You guys might have been in line outside, but believe me, go watch it. Some really amazing content as always. You guys have
Yeah.
great games. And I wanted to
Strong
ask you
start,
about
fell off a bit after that.
AMD.
I'm gonna be
Maybe
honest.
you could tell us a bit about, you know, how you guys have collaborated in the past and moving forward.
Yes, actually,
I just love the stance of this guy. He's like a little bit sassy.
so that they can deliver on their creative vision. What AMD is bringing is incredible for us, and AMD is a great partner, so we have the same goal: make great gaming experiences more accessible, whether you are playing on a console, on a PC, or in the cloud. So that's
Yes,
really
you're all aligned around
fantastic.
that vision. Yes, no, it's great. And again, the games that you're able to create, you know, powered by this hardware are just incredible. And already want to talk a bit to you about Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Obviously, announced a few weeks ago, and more content here at E3 around this game. But I wanted to ask you a little bit about, you know, what you're bringing to E3. What can you tell us about Breakpoint now that the press conference is over? It's all to be revealed.
Yes, we wanted to give everyone full free opportunity working on the AMD.
So now we're gonna see some gameplay of that as well.
Beautiful Ghost Recon Breakpoint is going to look. We are fine-tuning the game for the Radeon RX 5700 graphics so that the gamers of AMD get the best possible experience, and we're also tuning the game for the Ryzen 3000 processor. Today, we're going to share an exclusive first look at the start of the game.
Incredible. So again, running on PC with all the new AMD technology, all that, it's pretty spectacular.
Graphically it looked good, but then again,
Seeing much
I wouldn't expect anything else. This is the AMD conference.
new places. Can you maybe talk about some of the area that we're seeing and the content that we're seeing there?
But I do value having like just a little bit of gameplay to this.
First, a new and exciting playground called the Aurora Archipelago.
Mountains,
Tech giant Space.
clouds,
You will find out that the island has
waterfalls,
military base
grass, deer.
led by an ex-model arm played by
Look at all the stuff we can render.
The game has a huge scope and features a brand new set of gameplay
Oh, that close simulation was not quite done yet. It was a bit jittery.
with fully customizable characters. So, what do you see here? Here you see Fury, one of the many possible ghosts you can create, moving around on Aurora. That's our playground.
Hmm.
You can see we are leveraging Radeon's ability to power 8 Infinite Compute and special effects like dynamic vegetation, volumetric fog, and screen space reflection. As you can see, we are reaching new levels of realism. And Ghost Recon will
That's
come
pretty good water simulation there.
on the AMD FreeSync 2 HDR with a wide gamut of colors and no stutter.
I think that, yeah, again, the thing that impresses me most about these is the light simulation. I think that's like the one thing of graphical fidelity that really has made a big leap in the last couple of years, is just how good the light simulation has become.
The game looked incredible before, and now, I mean, it looks even better seeing that the footage has been powered up to completion. Great to see. Only gets better, as we always say, right? Every year. Congratulations.
That child is bored to tears.
Thank you very much, guys. I know Lisa's going to join us now back on stage as we wrap up this look at the future of games and technology.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being here. You guys are just amazing.
Who's that? Oh.
Absolutely fantastic. Ghost Recon looks fantastic. Does it look fantastic?
All right. Thank you very much. Eve, great to see you. Great to see you.
Oh my god, that's a big, big man.
It has been a great day.
It has been a great day.
It's really, really been great. And you know what we said about making sure that the developers really see what they can do with the technology. It's not just hardware for hardware's sake. It's really hardware, software, platforms, all of that. So
No, it's what I love about games is sort of, you know, this idea of games being this form of entertainment. And
Why does he have a little action figure in his hand now? Why did that guy come on stage to give him that action figure? I want to know what the deal with that is.
preview of, like, what games are going to look like in the future on all these consoles, since you're pretty much powering everything now.
you said that. Not
Hey.
me. Look, Jeff, you are incredible. I know this is such a busy week for you, so thank you for being here with us on the show.
I'm happy to be here, and before I go, I got something special for you, Lisa, because some of the fans, you know, some people like to do, you know, mods for PCs, but some of the fans love you so much, they made this, which is Lisa Tsu as a superhero
Oh
I wanted to give this
my
to you
god.
on behalf of the fan community for AMD.
I
They
love
you.
the sentiment
Lisa,
of
this is
this.
so amazing, Lisa Sue.
I love the sentiment of this. This is sweet. This is really sweet.
Okay, this is a little bit embarrassing, Jeff. You may need to take this with you.
Okay, I'll take this backstage with me. Lisa, stage is yours. Thanks, everyone. Have a great E3.
I don't think I've ever had a little figure before. I don't know about that. Look, we love E3. It's been so
She
much
has.
fun to talk about, but
She didn't know how to respond to this.
what do you guys think?
I'm actually not sure if she was into that figurine or not.
I hope what you see is that you can really accomplish amazing things when you put the best minds in hardware and the best minds in software and the best minds in the ecosystem working together. So today was really about bringing all of those capabilities together and pushing the envelope in high performance gaming. Now, you know we covered a lot of ground,
Mm-hmm.
but you know I always like to say a surprise. Or two, maybe. Are you ready for a surprise or two? Okay. Well, hey, look. Are you guys excited about the 5700 XT and the 5700? Are those great?
She's
GPUs?
going with her questions again.
And guess what? I have one more GPU for you today.
What? They have another one?
All right, my friends. This is a very special GPU, and it's in honor of our 50th anniversary this year.
Oh, okay, that is a big deal.
This is the 50th anniversary edition Radeon 5700 XT. Now, is this incredibly gorgeous? Okay.
Yes.
Now, I know it looks pretty, but you also want to know what the specs of this card are, don't you?
Does it have different specs as well?
This card is the best of the best. The highest performer of the 5700 series at 40 compute engines and a boost clock of 1.98 gigahertz.
That's more than everyone else has. I don't know what it does, but it has more of it.
Now, we are super excited about this special edition, and it's going to be available exclusively on AMD.com at a price of $499.
That's not as high as I expected this to be. I expected this to be like 700 or something.
Okay, guys, but you know, I have two kits. Right?
Cool.
We have our GPUs and our CPUs. So if we had an extra GPU, we have to be fair. Right? And we also have to have an extra CPU. So, I know you guys have all been wondering what is the best of the best. of
Beyond 12
Running.
cores.
Earlier, you
How
saw
many
the
cores is this going to have?
Was that just an amazing CPU? And now I'm happy to say yes. AMD is not only pushing gaming beyond 8 cores. We are not only pushing gaming to 12 cores. But I am so proud to
14?
today for the very, very first time here at E3. Meet the world's first 16-core gaming processor.
16! Holy shit.
This
That is big.
3950X, okay? This is the best of the best. It's 16 cores, 32 threads, the highest...
That seems just insane.
...stack with a boost up to 4.5.
12 was already impressive.
An amazing 72 megabytes of total cache. All of this at 105 watts.
As someone who is not well versed in like hardware and stuff, most of those numbers I don't have a scope for.
Incredible performance,
But
incredible
it's
power,
still a big deal.
best of the best, and you can expect to see Ryzen 9 3950X for gamers around the world.
These are numbers I have never seen in this capability before. Of course, that is beyond $700, but 16 cores, yeah, I can see that.
So, look, we love to have fun at AMD, so we took this guy for a spin over the weekend here at E3. Take a look at some records being broken.
Oh yeah, please. End it on a high note if you will.
Trying to break several world records with the new Ryzen 3rd generation 3950X. And using of nitrogen, cooling the part way down, and you know what we can do.
So we just dropped the temperature down. We're going to try to modulate it here in a certain range. We've set the BIOS to the CPU voltage, and we're going to do everything else in Ryzen Master. So we're going to set 5.3. I think Ahmed already clicked the button. Okay, so, okay, go.
It's running.
Well, they scaled a lot of high numbers by really fast, so I have no idea what any of that meant. But world records, so I guess I should be impressed.
But now I really do need to wrap up, so I hope to get a feeling of how excited we are.
So they had 1 hour and about 20 minutes of stage time. 70 minutes. No, what?
You know, together they are
90.
amazing platforms for
No.
gamers. And what I
70 was
said
right.
is we want to put the
Forget
best
what I said earlier, I apparently cannot do
every
math.
gamer's hand. So when you put these products together, we have a leadership PC platform for every one of you out there. Leadership at every price point. That's our commitment, giving gamers the best everywhere. And we can't wait to get these products in your hands. The entire lineup will be available on shelf worldwide July 7th.
That's a very easy release date to remember.
We hope you have a phenomenal summer building and gaming on Ryzen and Radeon. Thank you!
I wasn't sure what to expect going into this. But this was good. This was good. For what it was good. I definitely couldn't take as much away from this as someone else might have gotten out of it. But, I mean, I do appreciate the fact that I got to see a little bit of additional gameplay this way. It was certainly impressive in a lot of ways. 16 cores seems insane to me. I can't even comprehend those numbers that they showed there at the end. 12 cores already was impressive, but man. Of course, $700 is also a bit of a steep price. It's going to be dropping over the years. It's insane. I'm not quite sure what to say. The lighting is probably the most impressive thing out of all the fidelity stuff they showed, because like having crisp details on everything when I'm just running past it doesn't really mean too much to me. But the lighting, that's something I will definitely always notice. So I very much appreciate that. And they really pushed for Fidelity FX in a couple of places, so that's I think the big software thing that they had to announce. And yeah, those new cores are just pretty good. Robert went on stage 3 times and he shook the hand of whoever summoned him on stage every single time, even if that person was Lisa 2 times. Going to go offline for now and then go online about an hour before screening starts. Okay, I'm gonna do that. See you in a bit. About 40 minutes from now.